Dwayne Johnson encanta os fãs em evento exclusivo de Moana, da Disney, no Rio de Janeiro. Fique aqui.
Olá, tudo bem? Eu sou Jarvis Fontenelle e este é o programa do site Gente de Sucesso VIP.
Please, everybody, welcome Dwayne Johnson.
I see what's happening. What can I say except you're welcome? Beautiful. Hello, Brazil. Good to see you. So good to be here.
Dwayne, to start, you know, Brazilians are obsessed with Moana, Maui, and soccer. Have you been watching the World Cup?
I have, yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, what an honor it is to have it in the States, too, as well. I know that Brazil is facing Norway this Sunday, I think, in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, go Brazil, yes.
Now, let's see if you are a true Brazilian fan at heart. Who is taking home the World Cup?
Brazil.
Of course.
Yes. Because, I heard this stat this morning is that Brazil, I think, 5-time World Cup champions, more than anyone. And regardless of what happens in this World Cup, even if they don't win, Brazil, but they will. But even if they don't, they'll still go on to be the greatest winning team of all time. Like, nobody will touch them. It's really incredible. Yes.
Yes, okay. Now we like you.
Oh, good.
Now, here's something amazing. You did not voice Maui. You are part Maui. Your mom's side of the family is from Samoa, right in Polynesia. So tell us, what Samoan traditions did you grow up with that you see reflected in this history?
In this story?
In the story, yes.
Yeah, sure. So I'm half Samoan and half black, and on my Samoan side, we have a tradition called Fa'asamoa, and what that means, it translates to the Samoan way, and that is values and customs that are very important to us. But what you also realize, just like Samoan way, is it's a shared way. I feel like Brazilian culture, Asian culture, European culture, it's a shared culture because there are just certain anchors of values in our culture that I know, for example, we share here in Brazil. Family, protecting family, doing everything you can to take care of your family, respecting the ocean. There's things like that I think run through our veins. It's the same thing here in Brazil. It's a very shared culture.
Okay. We love how Moana honors elders and ancestry. Mm-hmm. Your grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia, and your grandmother, Leah, did their stories shape how you build Maui?
They did, yes. So for those of you who may not know, the character of Maui was inspired by my grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. And when you hold up a picture of Peter Maivia and Maui, it's really incredible because my grandfather was built, long hair, beautiful hair, not like me. And even though I have beautiful hair in the movie, he had tattoos and he could sing. Somebody's going to be in trouble for that glass. He could sing, he was tender, and he was tough, but what he was also, and this is very important, for as tough as he was also a man who was not afraid to cry in front of my mom or cry in front of me. Like, he was that comfortable with his masculinity. And so that's why I've been saying I've had the privilege of playing Maui for 10 years now, but this live action version of Maui, where I can embody my grandfather and I could carry on our Polynesian culture, is very special. So it reminds me that Moana, while a big, beautiful, sweeping movie that's entertaining and dealing with things that we deal with in life, like loss, and our elderlies do move on, and it breaks our heart. They leave us something special when they do move on, and they're always around us. I feel that way. I know that I've lost, some elders in my life, my grandmother, grandpa, my dad. I always feel them around. So just like in Moana. So I always feel like Moana is more than a movie. It's culture and it's life. And for me, it's my grandfather. It's a really cool thing.
Nice, really good. You and Catherine Lagaya have an amazing chemistry on screen. What was it like building that bond together?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about Catherine. So have you, by the way, have you guys seen the movie yet? Yeah. You have seen it. So you know. All right. So it was so cool that I was able to just have this front row seat to watch Catherine not only embody this iconic role of Moana, because it's hard to do, but she was also, when she came on our set of Moana, she was 17 years old, never been in a big movie. So it's not like she had 10 movies under her belt, or she'd been to Brazil multiple times and she'd been, Oscar nominated. This was it. And the choreography, the character, the singing that's hard to do. And I think it takes guts. So it was so cool for me to see this young actress, this young girl. I'm a proud girl dad. I have 3 daughters, in early 20s and 10, 8, all estrogen in my house. Me and the dog are the only ones with testosterone. But and I look at Catherine as my own daughter, so it was really cool to see her embody this role. And not only that, but in acting, it requires timing, especially in comedy when you're going back and forth. And a lot of these scenes, as you guys know, it's just me and Catherine on the boat on our journey. So she was amazing, and I find it just so amazing that we have that this young girl who gave everything she could to this movie and stepped into these shoes, which is really hard to do. That's a lot of pressure, and we as adults know what pressure is like. But as a 17-year-old to step into those shoes, I was so proud of her, and I'm excited for the world to see her perform.
You mentioned the choreographies and also the musical scenes. I would like to know, you were singing and dancing very good. How do you prepare for those musical numbers?
Stretch, get ready, do my vocal warm-up. You just have to throw yourself into the role. And what's different is in animation, as you guys know, which I love animation. I love the animated Moanas. They were a lot of fun, but they were also, it was just me in a booth. And I appreciate being in a booth, but I like being on a set. I love acting. I love this. Real human beings, real eyes, just real connection. I love that. And that's what being on set allowed for me to do. So with this particular role, I had not, between the costume, the hair, which was very hot, the singing, the choreography, and the acting all at the same time was a pretty good challenge, but I was excited about it, and I think we pulled it off.
Nice. Now I'd like to invite my fellow journalists to ask their questions.
All right.
Starting, Luan Ribeiro from Art Cult.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Nice to meet you. My question is, you first brought Maui to life with your voice in the animated film, and now you play him in live action. What was the biggest discovery about the character that you only realized once you had to physically step into Maui's shoes?
That's a great question. The biggest thing that I discovered right away was, again, real flesh and blood. Like, I've played this character for some time, and also I know the beats of the animated film. So, but playing it real life, there's just a different kind of emotion, especially when it's time for Maui to really reveal his vulnerability and open up and talk about what happened to him as a baby. He was thrown away in the ocean as a baby. That's a pretty heavy thing. It's heavy in the animated version. It's heavier when it's the real life version and you have to talk about it and embody that. And also, I think you felt when I first put on the entire costume, the tattoos, the hair, all of that, you realize right away just what a responsibility this is, because there's a lot of people around the world who grew up with Moana, and it means so much to them. So we had to get it right. And also, I'll share this with you. We shot the entire number of You're Welcome. We shot it, and we went back. We looked at it. It took like 2 weeks to shoot. And then when we looked back, we went back and we kind of looked at ourselves and we asked ourselves a question. Does this hold up to the animated version, number one? And number two, filmmakers are going to kill me for saying this, but it's okay. And then the second part of that question was, can we make it better? And the first part to that was, it's not there yet. And the second part was, we can make it better. And we went out, we made it better. And that's the final version that you see. So it's that kind of, I think, realization that you realize, oh, this is what happens when you make a live action version of something. And then now that I can say this with confidence, you gotta have the egoless approach to go, okay, can you make this better, and does it hold up, and are people gonna be satisfied? And that's where I think we put ourselves in a position to deliver a good film. Thank you, man.
Delfina Angeletti.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm from Argentina.
Hi.
It's an honor. Your daughters grew up watching you or hearing you as Maui. What does it mean to you personally that they see you now as in this live action?
It's so cool. It is so gratifying. You know, my daughters, just so you guys know, I have my middle daughter, she's 10. She was born as we were filming the movie. And my youngest daughter, who's 8, neither one of them believed that I was actually Maui. Like when we were all dealing with COVID and we were all at home every day, we would watch Moana over and over. And I would say to them, that's Daddy. So they were like, no, it's not. And I would ask them every day, is Daddy Maui? I go, no, he's not. But they believe me now. It's also so cool that they can see themselves on screen. I think that's a big thing, that they can see a brown little girl on screen. It just means something, and you realize it means, because when I was a kid, I didn't have any of my heroes on the big screen. Whether they were like these movie stars like Clint Eastwood or action stars, they weren't brown. Not that they had to be, but it would have been nice that I can, relate. And so for them, it's just a cool thing as a dad for them to see that they have this representation. And also too, they haven't seen the movie yet. So they're going to see it next week, and I can't wait to show them. And by the way, you guys saw the movie. They're in the movie just for a quick moment. They are, yes. So they're just a quick moment, them and my mom. It's 2 seconds. That's it. It's when they're on the beach and they're saying goodbye to the wayfinders at that time. So it's almost like a flashback. And they're saying goodbye as the Voyagers are getting ready to set voyage. And it's just a shot of my mom and my daughters. And I went to our director, Tommy Kail, and I said, look, I know how this sounds. However, I don't believe in nepotism, but I believe in... but
Nepo babies.
I believe in taking care of what we got to take care of. So I said, is there a moment where we could just put them on screen just so we can have that? Because life's, and our loved ones aren't always going to be here. So I said we could have that moment, no dialogue, just a quick flash, and then that's what you see in the movie, and it means so much. Yeah.
Diana por Deus from Tecmundo.
Hi, so nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
You voiced Maui in the animated film, and then you portrayed him in the live-action adaptation. What was the biggest difference for you between these two versions of the character? And was there anything that you got from your previous experience with Maui that you brought back to this new version?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. The version, that's just me. Shut up. Thank you. I can tell you that just 10, 11 years ago, as we were preparing for Maui the very first time, I was a different man back then. I had my oldest daughter, my second daughter was just being born. I was still trying to figure my stuff out. I think as men, I can't speak for all men, but in your 20s, it's like being still a teenager when you're a guy, and then in your 30s and 40s, you're still trying to figure stuff out. We're always trying to figure stuff out. So I was just a different man back then. And so I was able to take, I think, my life experience for the past 10 years into live action Moana. And I also realized that the character of Maui is just such a cool, fun character to play. And I don't know if I'll ever have anything like this again, where I can embody the spirit of my grandfather and take our culture and share it around the world. And then there's the music element to it as well, and to work with Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is just like, he's, as you guys know, he's just a genius. And to work with Tommy Kail, our director, who came from In the Heights and Hamilton and has this theatrical flair, but knows how to move the camera. And I will say this about Tommy Kail, is that this is his first big movie. So like Catherine, this was like the first. So you do take a chance, but sometimes you got to go with your gut, and you look at somebody and say, hey, there were 3 other directors who we were looking at who all had amazing filmographies and Oscar nominated, and I'm sure they could have come in and done a great job. But Tommy, when I first met with Tommy, he had not done a big movie. But he said a few things to me, and I want to share it with you because I think it's important. He goes, I'm a guest in this house of culture. I come with respect. I come with reverence. I don't know what I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. And I'm an open book. And on top of all that, he said, I want to reach for the top shelf, the shelf that is hard to get to. I want to reach for that top shelf, and I'll give you everything I have. And he did. And that's what you see. And I'm really proud of the movie that Tommy directed, because that ain't easy either. It's hard. It's a lot of pressure, like Catherine. You got a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So I can always appreciate that about people. You don't have to be the most successful or the biggest this, but if you got this, then I think that matters.
Pedro Sobreiro from Correio da Manhã.
Hello, Dwayne. I'm Pedro. Nice to meet you.
To meet you.
Dwayne.
You look like me 25 years ago. That's how I kind of look.
I'm honored right now. Thank you.
You just need a fanny pack. Yeah.
Well, Dwayne, I want to talk about the cultural part.
Yeah.
And as an actor, there are roles that are more personal than others, right? And in the original movie, I believe like 10 years ago, right? Maui had a lot of Polynesian culture's influence. And you share this through your family, through your veins. And I'd like to know about you right now, 10 years later. How do you feel about bringing in like dances and battle rituals to the movie, the new version? And you talk about like Maui was inspired by your grandpa. So I'd like to know about you. Do you feel like you learn more about yourself and about your family in this journey? Thanks.
Wow. Thank you. I do. Yeah. I feel like I've learned a lot more about myself through this journey, and that's one of the benefits. Not benefits. That's one of the great, I think, life experiences to be an actor, is that if you can find roles like even like this, like a big commercial movie like this still has a lot of heart and soul to it, or that's me again. Thank you. No, it's me. It's on me. That's my phone. I gave him my phone. I'm sorry. See, I do that all the time. When phones go off and we're on set, I always say, hey, that's my phone. I'm sorry. Because if you don't do that, then everyone will be like, look at this fucking asshole. Why are you doing that? I feel like the thing that I realized was, the thing that I realized most about playing this character is that as I realized 10 years later, I can tell you now that the most meaningful thing to me is, and the thing that I've learned is that there's a moment in the movie where Maui, he gets very vulnerable and he opens up. And he's so vulnerable in this moment because he was thrown away as a baby that he doesn't even want to look at Moana. He can't look at her because he's this demigod and he's so presentational and he's capable and he's all of these things. And then when he opens up, it actually becomes his superpower and he actually becomes stronger, even if he doesn't have his hook. And I think that's an important thing for men. It was an important thing for me to learn, that I was able to realize, like, man, because I grew up an only child, so I wasn't always quick to share feelings. I would stuff it all down. It's not healthy. You stuff all your feelings down there. And so I did learn that from the character of Maui, and I learned how important that is. I also learned that from my grandfather too, as well. Thank you.
Annie Caroline from Capricho is the last question, please.
Hi, I'm back here. Hello,
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And I love how this movie talks about the search for identity, not only for Moana, but also for Maui, because I think he discovered who he is beyond expectations. So what do you think his journey tells about how our sense of like identity changes and evolves, not only when we're young, but also throughout our whole life?
I'll take a crack at this answer. I feel like, in the movie version, the live action version, identity is one of the anchors. Not only identity, but discovering your identity and listening to your instinct. We all have that voice that talks to us behind our rib cage, and we got to listen to it. I think with Maui finding his identity, I always found that this is where I could relate on a few levels, where when you look at Maui, he's all these things, and he's a demigod, and he's lassoed the sun, and he's pulled islands up out of the ocean, and he provides life for people, and he'll tell you that too as well, and he'll sing about it. His tattoos come alive, but there's a level of expectation that everyone has about, because it's Maui. But then also, like in real life, when we all search for like what our most authentic self is, that's not easy. You know, it's not. It's easy or said like, hey, I need to be my own person and be exactly who my authentic self. But that's not easy. So I found over the years, I still continue to try to be the most honest and authentic person I could be with all our interactions. But also, I think what's important that I've learned is also don't let empathy go. Don't let kindness go. Because there's this weird thing sometimes that happens where people, and I have some friends, and we've talked about this, who have done this, where they feel like, no, my job is to be completely honest. Yeah, but you're being honest, but you're also not being kind. You can still be honest, but also be kind, because otherwise then it makes people feel bad. So anyway, I feel like that road and that journey for Maui and for Moana of identity is one that they search for, and I'm happy by the end of the movie, you know, that they were able to hold on to. But you have a great point, because it continues to ebb and flow and change as we get older and we go down the road of life. So I love your question. Thank you.
E o nosso programa chegou ao final, mas eu sempre garantindo que o próximo está cheio de novidades para vocês. Vocês não vão perder, né? Aí, vocês que ainda não se inscreverem no nosso canal, se inscrevam. Ative o sininho para vocês serem avisados quando houver novos vídeos. Escreva nos comentários, curta o nosso vídeo, compartilhe, nos sigam nas redes sociais. Lá tem fotos, matérias do mundo inteiro que vocês vão gostar, eu tenho certeza. Até o próximo programa. Tchau.
É isso aí, gente do Sucesso VIP. Assistam a temporada de todos,